Hey guys, this is G.A. Villain here with my commentary on Disney vs. Marvel Villains War Round 2. Just so you know, this round will contain a few spoilers for later on in the series, so those of you who haven't seen all the different parts might want to check those out before watching this. Of course, some of you I know don't really care about spoilers, so you can just keep watching. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So the first fight we have here is the Evil Queen versus Electro. Now my intention with this fight was to only use the scenes of the Queen in her hag form, kind of have it set at a point in time in the Snow White storyline, because the two previous tournaments both had her starting out as the Queen and then transforming into the hag. So here I just focus on the hag, and her Queen form would be focused on when she gets resurrected later on in round 6. Now, I set her up to fight with Electro, mainly because of the whole bolt of lightning thing, so they don't really have a connecting factor or anything, it was just footage worked. I was actually originally thinking about having her squish Electro with the boulder, just to be kind of funny and ironic, but you know, it was just too much work, and I figured, what the heck, I can get more use out of Electro. And so, Electro plummets her, knocks her off the cliff to her doom. So the next fight we have here is Enchantress versus Maleficent. This fight was going to be in round 1, but I pushed it back to round 2, just to kind of save Maleficent for round 2. In fact, I think that's kind of a trend with the series, is Maleficent's fight starts at round 2 instead of round 1, but just something interesting I've noted. And these two I thought really went well together because they're both like witches and sorceresses. They would get sort of a rematch later on 2 occasions, but not really because Enchantress would have help and so would Maleficent. So anyways, and Diablo gets turned to stone in this fight, but I pretty much ignore that for the rest of the series. So I think my explanation for that is Maleficent either revived Diablo or just got herself another raven. That's whatever, just take it as it is. So yeah, I have Executioner save Enchantress here at the end because I knew I was going to keep using Enchantress. She's kind of a big villain, so I couldn't kill her off here. So here's Sykes and Sykes versus the Kingpin and the Shocker, which is officially the start of the gang war. Unfortunately, it wasn't actually the first chapter because of the Kraven-Clayton mismatch I told you about last round. And Kingpin doesn't have much fight footage, so I had him use Shocker to fight for him, because first of all, Shocker's footage worked, and second of all, I've always been a big fan of Shocker. He's always been one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and I especially love the 90s cartoon version of him. He's just so badass. And it was good to get Sykes in there. This all kind of puts in motion the gang war event that takes up a good portion of the series. And you know, sometimes you gotta thank the Lord you have crappy footage of Sykes so that you can't tell it's a train that hits him. So yeah. And here we have Red Skull versus Scar, which is which was really the nail in the coffin of the Jungle storyline, because here Red Skull kills off Scar. But I kind of like these two fighting because they're both sort of Nazis. I mean, they're not. Scar's not really a Nazi, but he has like the hyenas goose stepping and doing that sort of thing, and he's kind of reminiscent of Hitler. So I thought it kind of worked out. I haven't really been totally satisfied with the way this fight was edited ever. It's always kind of bugged me a little bit. But, you know, it's just one of those things that's, oh, well, spilt milk. I got better as I went along with the fights, I think, anyways. And here the hyenas go to Red Skull's side, which wouldn't be acknowledged again until round 11. So the hyenas get quite a bit of a time off here in the series. And the next fight here is Jafar versus Nicholas Scratch. And here's my first hint at him working for Maleficent with the whole eye thing. And Jafar fights in every round up to round 4, mainly because I wanted to get a whole lot of use out of Jafar's footage, because Jafar does have so much footage, because he was in 3 movies and an episode of a TV show, so he had a lot of footage on hand, and I thought it worked out really well. Nicholas Scratch is a very, very not well-known character. That wasn't proper grammar, but whatever. So I kind of wanted to introduce a few people to Nicholas Scratch here because he's so obscure. And his footage worked really well off Jafar, I think. both of them being sorcerers, and plus Marvel doesn't do many sorcerer characters, so I had to, get what I had on hand. And this fight came off really similar to Jafar's fight with Clavius in Disney vs. non-Disney villains, but I actually edited the fight together before that fight aired onto YouTube, so it was more of a sick coincidence, and I recall beating my head on the table repeatedly at the similarities because it irritated the heck out of me. I wasn't irritated at Mamu or anything, I was just irritated at the similarities, but yeah. And here we find out that Electro was working for Red Skull. Why did Red Skull want the Queen dead? I really have no idea, but maybe I'll explore it in the fanfiction, who knows. And he double-crosses Red Skull because he thinks Red Skull is just using him, which he pretty much is. And here we see the Chameleon, who a lot of people forget about until he returns later on in the series, which was a pretty cool thing. And Frollo pops in, and he tells how he survived in flashback form. Yes, really creative way of surviving, I know, but whatever, it's the way the footage worked. And he also reveals to Red Skull the location of the Wasteland Nazis, which would be developed further in the next episode. And here we have Jafar approaching Captain Hook. Captain Hook would pretty much go unused for most of the series, because really and truly he doesn't have many people he can face. There's really no Marvel pirates. But I just wanted Captain Hook in there to kind of complete my set of Kingdom Hearts villains. And here we have Hydra Island, with Dr. Doom arriving and taking it over. And really and truly, if I'm doing a Marvel vs. Marvel or a Disney vs. Disney mini-fight or whatever, I put it in an epilogue. Like right here, it's Dr. Doom versus Baron Strucker, but it's not a fight because it's not a Disney vs. Marvel thing. And I wanted to bring back Grim Reaper and Strucker trying to take back Hydra from Doom, but it just didn't happen. And here's Enchantress recuperating herself and talking to Loki and giving him the down low on how their scheme went. And he assigns her the Masters of Evil thing. So, that was round 2. I hope y'all enjoyed the commentary, and I hope y'all enjoyed the series itself. So, yeah, just have a nice day.